Hi guys, here's the math lesson for today. You should be on page 128. We are still multiplying fractions by fractions. So let's start with remembering what things are called. When this goes up and down, these are called columns. There are 3 columns, and that's why we have a denominator of 3 right there. Then there are these, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are called rows, and that denominator is right there. Now, when the 1/4 times 1/3 is multiplied, is whatever crosses both ways is what we get. Let me get this off here. There. When it crosses both ways, whatever is darker or colored in with both colors is what our answer is going to be. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So if we've got 1, 2, 3 by 4, that's going to give us 12 boxes because I multiplied these together. So the bottom would be 12. These cross over right here in this box here. So the answer to this math multiplication fraction is 1/12. Let's look over here at this one. We have 3 rows. That's what the denominator says. And we have 3 columns. I keep saying it wrong. We have 3 columns and we have 4 rows. Again, we have 12 squares inside this whole unit, so that we know that the denominator is going to be a 12 because there are 12 in there. How many, when we colored in our 2/3, 2 out of the 3, and then we colored in 3 out of the 4, that meant we had 6 squares colored in. So our answer to this multiplication is 6/12. So now let's go look at this section down here. It says, look at the model on the left. So we're going to focus on this one right here. Oh, that's a terrible star. Each column is what fraction of the whole? So we're going to talk columns up and down. 1, 2, 3. It says what fraction? So it's going to ask us to what? Each column is what fraction of the whole? Each column is 1/3 of the whole. So if I added all 3 of those together, it'd be 1/3 plus another one would be 2/3 plus another one would be 3/3, and that would be the whole. Now it says each row is what fraction? Each row is the 1/4. Make sure you're writing this down in your book. Now, the dark part, which is this little part that I've got all shaded colored in red, the dark part shows 1/4 of 1/3. How many parts are in this whole thing? How many parts are in the whole thing? There are 12 parts in the whole thing. So 1/4 times 1/3 is what fraction of the whole? Just one. 1 of the 12. Look at the model on the right. Okay, just like what we had already looked at. 2 columns. So we've got this column and this column, and it says, what fraction is that of the whole? That fraction is 2/3. And the 3 rows that are colored in, see how this light blue, that means they colored that one in, they colored that one in, and they colored that one in. Those are 3 rows out of how many? 4. So 3 out of 4. 3/4 of that is colored in. The dark part shows 3/4 of 2/3. What fraction of the whole is 3/4 times 2/3? 6 out of 12. So what is the product of 3/4 times 2/3? 6/12, which can be simplified. Both numbers can be divided by 6, so it would be 1/2. Okay, next page. Now we have a table. Use the array model on the previous page to fill in the products on this table. So if you use the array model, it means, and you don't have to draw these right here, but you're going to in just a little bit. The answer to this is 1 and 1 multiplied would be 1, and 4 times 3 is 12. Next one, 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 3 is 12. Next one, 3 times 1, because this would, each one of these right here is showing us that we have 12 boxes in the whole unit. The whole unit. And they're all going to be denominators of 12. And then we multiply straight across the top. 3. This one's going to have 4. This one's going to have 2. This one's going to be 4 over 12. This one's going to be 6 over 12. And I'm hoping that you're on to this and you know that this one's going to be 8 over 12, or 8/12. So now it says, look at the numerator, the top number of each factor pair. How do these numbers relate to the numerator of the product? The numerator, we multiplied them. Now look at the denominator of each factor pair. How do these denominators relate to the denominator of the product? We multiply them and they're 12. So try it another way. This says using that model or that number line. You know I don't like number lines. Each third on the number line is divided into how many equal parts? So we start right here at 0 thirds. Then this is 1/3. This is another third. This is another third. So if you look right here, we started the number line right down here at 0. And then this moved over to 1. They cut it into 3 pieces. Okay, and so it's a big number line, so I want you to make sure that you understand this is just one unit that has been divided into three separate sections. So here's section 1, here's section 2, and here is section 3. So it says each third on the number line is divided into how many equal parts? Well, right here's our first third. So how many is it divided into? 1, 2, 3, 4. So put the answer 4. Each of these parts is what fraction of the whole? So this is 1/4, this is 2/4, this is 3/4, this is 4/4. 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4, 10/4, 11/4, 12/4 of the whole. 12/4. How many fourths of the first 1/3 are shaded? 2. How many fourths of the second 1/3 are shaded? 1/4, 2/4, 2. How many twelfths of the whole are shaded? 4. So explain how the model shows 2 times 2/4 times 2/3. What is your product? 4. And there are 12 whole sections. So the answer is 4/12. Okay. Tomorrow or Monday, we'll be doing the guided practice part. But for today, that's all you have to do in this book. Go ahead and put that away. Now we're ready to look at your practice book. This example is important right here. This is the part that I want you to be able to look at. Remember that this first one is going to tell you 3 columns. And that, or yeah, 3 columns or rows. I guess it doesn't depend which way it is. So if I'm looking at this one, that's going to say 5 one way and 3 the other way. So I've already started drawing that. 1 line, there's 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns. So that 5 told me I had to go either rows or columns of 5. And now I have to do the other one. So that's 1, 2, 3. So basically, when you look at those denominators, you are drawing a box with 5 one way and 3 the other way. Each rows are 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3, this is 1/3, and if we added 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, we would have 3/3, which would be the whole. That's what it's telling us right here. Each row is 1/3 of the whole. Each column is 1/5 of the whole. The whole is divided into 15 parts. So after you've drawn your lines, you could, if you don't know what 3 times 5 is, you could count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The dark part shows the part where they had 2 colors overlapping. So 6 out of the 15 are shaded dark gray, so the answer is 6 out of 15. Okay, don't do number 1, but I do want you to do number 2. I want you to do number 3. I want you to do number 4. That's got A, B, C, and D. 5 and 6. When you are done with these, I want you to put them in your math notebook or your math folder, and that way I can check them with you at a later time. So get all of these done, and then I have a paper where I want you to actually draw the arrays. Let's take a look at that. So, using arrays to multiply fractions, you are actually going to draw on these arrays. Alicia owns 3/4 of a section of land. She plants pumpkins on 2/3 of her land. What fraction of the entire section is planted with Alicia's pumpkins? So let me get my comment bar back and my pencil. Okay, so when you see this fraction, and then you see this fraction, you should know that one way we're going to draw 3, and the other way we're going to draw 4. So I'm just going to I'm going to divide this into 4 columns. And my lines aren't perfect, and yours aren't going to be either. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns, and that's because of that right there. Okay, now the other way I'm going to draw 3. 1, 2. So you can see now I've got 3. So how many boxes do I have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my bottom number is going to be a 12 because I have 12 altogether. Now, of the 4 that go up and down, it says that I need to shade those 3 of them. So I'm going to go this way. And there's my second one. And there's my third one. And I can't do it super well on this, but hopefully you're getting it. Now, let me see if I can find, I don't know, well, I could do this. Now I'm going to do 2 of the 3 that go across. So if I do that one, and this one. Now what I'm looking for is how many of them have both the yellow and the red. That'd be this one, and this one, this one, this one, and this one. So the answer is going to be 6. 6/12, which does simplify down to 1/2. When you do the, ooh, that's a wonderful 2. When you do this, use 2 different colored pencils. That's just the easiest way to do it. You're going to do this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem, and this problem. Okay. And that's all you have for math today. Have a great day, guys, and I will talk to you later.